Hey, how's it going, guys? To testify here. This video is going to be about buying and reselling items from the auction house and making a profit just from doing that. Buying certain items and then reselling them appropriately. Now, unfortunately, I have a few auctions set up and I don't have as much gold to spend right now. I've had to completely spend about 60k worth of gold and gear for raiding, because I had to re-roll a death knight. As you see, my cards are all different. I'm not in my druid anymore. But beyond that, we're going to be looking at how to make gold just from simple buying and selling from the auction house. And of course, this is going to require you to have some gold on you currently right now. I don't have very much on me right now, so I may not be able to do it with the example that I'm going to be showing, but I actually have one or two already set up. What we're going to be looking at is decks for cards for the Dark Moon Fair. Now, on my server right now, Dark Moon Fair decks that I actually need to repost, but Dark Moon Fair decks are going for on average 25 to 20k on our auction house, and it just varies from day to day. The deck itself is going to sell for this amount, but if you look closely and you go up here, type in Oxen. We're just looking at the Ox decks in particular. This can be used for any deck accordingly, just depending on how much money you want to spend. The Ox deck is the lower one of the tanking ones, so you know it's just according to whatever you're willing to spend. Looking at the Oxen cards in particular, let's see what we can find here. And just do a little math, since we need a certain amount of cards. With the Ace, that's 1.2. That makes about 2.2. With the 8, the 5. The 5 is actually priced pretty high right now, so I actually would make an investment on that 5 at the moment, since it is pretty high at the moment. And you just check the auction house every day and see how that price of that card is going. So essentially that card itself is sitting at 7.5k. So with the 2.2, and then that's that would be 9.7k there for that one, and then so we'll say just about 10k if you add the 4 to it, the 7 would be 11.3, 6 would be 12.7. We'll just say, we'll even it out and say 13. And then, of course, the last and the only two on the market right now for 600. So about 14k. We'll just say 14k, even number, for the cards itself. Now, with this in mind, you can spend 14k on each of the cards, combine them together, make a deck, and then with said deck, you can sell the deck for 20k, 25k. You did nothing other than spending a little bit of your time to buy cards, combine them together to make a deck, and then resell the deck. Now, of course, as we saw on the market when we were looking at the cards, what card was it? The 5 is priced fairly high right now. I actually, looking at my auctions at the moment right now, my Ox deck that I have posted for 20k. I actually put that one up there for the price of excuse me, for the price of only, I believe it was, I actually bought it off for about 9k in total. I bought that deck for 9k. And now I'm reselling it for 20k, and I'm going to make a profit from it just because of that simple fact. So that's really helpful in the long run. Just knowing your prices of your market and playing it normally. What I wouldn't buy that 5. I would go ahead and grab the other cards, but I would wait for the 5 to drop in price. It will drop in price easily by the next day. I'd say for a few k easily, but the trinkets itself shouldn't drop very much at it either. In general. So, but even if you don't wait, that's still, you know, a 6K profit. You didn't do anything extra. This can be done with any deck in general. Just depends on how much money you're actually willing to invest, because, you know, it is going to cost a little bit more to actually complete a crane deck or a serpent's deck, or a tiger's deck in general. And you can do this with any of the decks if you're willing to just look through and see what cards you can find. But of course, some of them will cost a different price than your normal card. This is just one example of how this can be taken advantage of, and you can make a simple profit from it. There are hundreds and hundreds of different ways, even using just your professions in general, to make money, whether it be purchasing consumables such as flask for raid. To make a flask, you can probably, let me see, let's just use this as an example. Flask of Falling Leaves, the cheapest right now. I should have done that. Okay, well, no, that's actually too priced. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, well, we'll just say about 200 per flask for one flask. So if I wanted to, I have to look at what it takes to make that. And to my knowledge, it's 8 of an herb. 8 of an herb. Do not remember the exact herb, but I know it requires a golden lotus and 8 of one herb. So golden lotus. Looks like golden lotus on our server has plummeted pretty well, and it's at 138 gold. I can take those golden lotus, and we'll just give an example because I believe all the flasks are sitting right around that, but we'll just say silkweed. I think silkweed is pretty decent priced. And a stack of silkweed for 30 gold. So essentially take this silkweed, take 1 golden lotus, and for that you'll spend a total of, what was that, 150-ish, 160-ish gold, and you can you know, buy one thing, and then you use your profession to make a flask. You then repost that on the market for profits, and you will profit from this. Now, of course, it's not going to be as large as much some people will hope for, but the right at the moment right now, the decks through the Dark Moon Fair are going to be your most profitable in general, just because of the simple fact that these are going to be wanted by your better end guilds that are going to be raiding and, you know, things of that sort. And, you know, if anybody of the raiding scene will definitely have, you know, their certain deck according to whatever their spec or class is. This is just a little way that you can make money that can be used with any profession that you currently have. The next video will be going over choke points in the market. Choke points are basically points in the market where things have to be bought by certain people, and you're going to be controlling those points in the market easily and making a profit that way. But this was just buying and reselling items off the market and how to make a profit from it. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you really enjoyed it, and I'll be sure to make more. Thank you.